Tonight's a maid investigation and why the state is spending millions of dollars on the ILEARN test during the pandemic. Dozens of superintendents sent a letter to the state asking the same question. ITMate's Richard Essex heard from two of them and has the state's response.
The state will spend $19 million for tests that in the long run will have no bearing on a student's success. 40 superintendents from the northern part of the state have asked the governor and the Secretary of Education to find another way. The ILEARN test is given every spring to students starting in the 3rd grade through the 8th. One of the superintendents that signed the letter is Jay County Superintendent Jeremy Gully.
It's everything we can do to keep the doors open and keep the schools going. And I think for parents, the first and foremost in their mind is, can we keep our schools going? Can we have in-person instruction?
The federal government requires assessment tests and can withhold $300 million in funding if the state fails to give the test. The feds require 95% of eligible students take the test. With the pandemic, virtual learning, quarantines, and teacher shortages, getting 95% of the students tested during a 2-week window will be a challenge, according to Fremont School Superintendent Dr. William Stitt.
You know, what are we going to do there with our kids? Because they could be gone for 2 weeks, which could take up the whole window of one of the tests. And, you know, if they don't finish a math or language, then pretty much the whole thing is a wash.
Several Indiana school districts already use the NWEA test for yearly assessments. And unlike the ILEARN test, it can be administered to students virtually, and the results are turned around within hours instead of weeks. The Indiana Secretary of Education asked the federal government for a waiver back in December, but the state still wants all schools to administer the test.
So what's important here with that is that we'll move forward with these assessments so that we get the data so that we can see where student learning is right now.
The superintendents say the state could save millions of dollars by using assessment test scores for tests that have already been given. They say the federal money is not directly attached to ILEARN. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Richard, thank you.